Hi, Taurus. This is Jeffrey. This is Right Color. This is your 3-card reading for November 29th through October 6th, including the lunar eclipse. Please like, subscribe, share. Press the bell for notifications. I'm offering 30-minute readings for $30. And I also have an Instagram feed, which is Right Color, and it's my art feed. So it's, things that I make, things that inspire me. They're all very colorful and pretty and beautiful. So if you would like to support me, I would appreciate the support. And let's get to the reading. I'm going to do one more, uno más, and then I'm going to give you a 3-card reading this week. Very interesting. Wow. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Should be a very eventful week. You have 2 aces. Y la luna. Aces are beginnings. Ace is a new beginning, a fresh start. And they're sitting in the swords, thought. It's the sword of truth. Victory after tears. This could sometimes be the law. I don't know if the courts are even open. I mean, they're kind of barely open. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles. What I love about the Ace of Pentacles in particular is that the path is clear. It's like this path and a vortex that you kind of walk through into this new financial benefit. It could also, I mean, this is like the gift of coin, money, but it could also be security, right, or health. So in the middle, you have the moon. Now, like the moon is really a weird card. There's a lot, there are a lot of meanings to this one. Being that you are surrounded by aces, and aces really are benefic. It's very hard to read an ace as anything but a benefic, honestly. A lot of the other cards can go a lot of ways, but not aces. Aces are like, well, the other thing about aces is like they're coming from heaven. It's like a spirit. It's like you don't really. So there's these stories in the Bible about David and Solomon, and the energy of Yahweh with Solomon is like, if you do this, you get this. If you do that, you get that, right? Whereas David just kind of is beloved, right? And David is like kind of guaranteed to get, you get this and you get this and you get this and you get this and you get this, no matter what he does. And he does some like really messed up things, he has someone go to get killed so he can marry the wife. And, he does some like really kind of shady things, but that's the way I see. So David, it just receives the gifts. How some people, like they find money on the street and, they just have that energy about them. Like they just, and other people are like looking desperately on the street and see nothing ever. And some people, it just falls and it's like they're a magnet. And that's kind of the way I see the aces, right? And it's about justice, really. Getting justice. So let me tell you about the moon. The moon it could be delusion, it could be treachery, it could be, there's a lot of interpretations. The moon could be prophecy. The moon could be prophecy. The moon could be profound intuition. Profound intuition. This also really relates to the eclipse, because you see the moon, the sun, the moon, it could be about the eclipse and this shift. So maybe there's going to be some sort of intuitive understanding or way of seeing things that you get very clear, that allows you to, have an opportunity to make money, or an opportunity to be more secure financially, or in terms of health, because your health is your wealth. It's part of what being wealthy is about, being abundant is about. It's about being in, prime health, right? Health is wealth. I got it in a certain way. This is really, how I did them this week. Sometimes I do them by, I do all air, all fire, and I always mix it up. And this week I did the opposites, right? So this week I did, Aries, Libra, Aquarius, Leo, la, 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 la. And that's how I went through the whole thing, because it's the moon. So I started with Gemini, Sag, and I worked my way through. And I just did Scorpio. And Scorpio also had this like really powerful, surprising reading. And also Scorpio got this Ace of Swords. You know what I feel? I feel like justice. And also I talked about it in Scorpio too, because Scorpio also had these yuds. And this is like these sparks of inspiration, of flames, the spark of flames of like a new seed and a new idea and a new creative something, coming down to earth, and like touching it and igniting in a good way. It's not a forest fire, it's a good way. You could also like very easily have some sort of real revelation in a meditation. A real revelation in a meditation, get really clear about ways to make money. It's also Uranus is in your sign, and Uranus is the disruptor. Uranus is like electricity. It just comes down and everything's changed. Everything, it moves really fast, and it comes out of nowhere, and it's like kind of surprising. There's a surprising energy about Uranus. But overall, so the other thing, I'll read this another way. It's a general reading. So you could have been very like dreaming and daydreaming about the way you wanted things to be and the way you think things ought to be, right? And it's almost like it's come back. It's like what you put out has come back. This dreamy quality, this intuitive sort of, and it's come back. It's almost like the universe heard you and is like bestowing. There's a bestowing. love that word. Biblical. Yeah, I mean, the moon can be a little bit of a weird card. There's so many interpretations, so it's hard to really understand how to interpret it a lot of times. But surrounded by two aces seems pretty good to me. It could be quite grand, well produced. I don't know how else to say it. Part of the reason that I really like disc, you can tell I'm 57. So part of the reason I really loved disco was not because I like to dance and stuff. I mean, that's part of it. But part of it was because it was such a big sound. It's like the whole orchestra's there. It's so produced, the strings and the horns and the like the congas in the back, and maybe a triangle, maybe some maracas and the voices and the backup. And it's like, it's lush, right? It's lush, it's abundant, it's ornate. And, with two aces and the moon, it could be that. Could be that, well produced and lush. Not lush like, lush like opulent. Different words have different meanings, Anyway, yeah, that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. So, enjoy it. I mean, surprise, 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 right? Kind of feels like that. Kind of feels like that. So go with it. Go with it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. And if you want a one-on-one, all the information is below. Blessings to you. And I hope to see you soon.